What's up, YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood GM, your host, Coach Key, and welcome back to Legends of Dice Cafe, where we learn about tabletop RPGs from old school to modern and do lots and lots of solo gameplay. Back with my weekly video like I do on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today's video is going to be a solo playthrough with Five Parsecs From Home. It is a solo war game. It also has a narrative introductory campaign in the back of the book. Don't forget to make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're interested in further supporting the channel, hop on over to Patreon and subscribe to Legends and Dice Cafe. If you'd like to join a game, I have plenty on Start Playing Games. I'll post all those links inside of the description, and of course my Discord community link, a very small Discord community, but I'll post all those links inside of the description. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into some gameplay. Let's get it. So, Five Parsecs From Home. It is a solo adventure war game. Mrs. Coach and I have a campaign going at the current moment. I'm going to run this one. This series will be a solo series, but I will continue my co-op game with Mrs. Coach very, very soon. I had been taking my time getting through this book. I would learn and then I would teach her. I finally completed a full campaign with Five Parsecs From Home yesterday. I completed my battle, which was the last stage in the stage that I was really taking my time to to get to. I guess, when things are new, they're just like, sometimes it's a little scary, but then when you finally sit with it and you finally actually do it, you realize that it's not as difficult and as challenging as you thought that it would be. Sometimes it is still challenging, but there are often times where it's not as challenging as you expected it to be. So I was dragging my feet with this game. I also wanted to show you inside of here, they have something called the story track. So the story track is a way to plan a story arc into your campaign. It does not replace the normal campaign game. Instead, as you play, certain events take place, forcing you to deal with them. The story track is an optional addition to the core game. So I figured we'll go through a whole campaign turn with my new characters, and then maybe we'll start this. I also have, which I've recently got, let me share something. So I got this right here. This is the Five Parsecs From Home compendium, and it has some really cool information. It is absolutely not needed. This is the core book, of course. This, if you wanted to add a little bit of flavor, this is fantastic. I got it. They make really great books. Modifius, I think is how you pronounce it. This one has like some extra characters in here. It's got another adventure back here called the Bug Hunt, and the Bug Hunt is a standalone adventure. There's a way that you can carry your Five Parsecs From Home characters into these and turn them into bug hunters and bring them into this campaign. And on top of that, one of the things that I was thinking about with this right here, Five Parsecs From Home, was the lack of index. It is color coordinated, so it makes it easy, definitely, for you to get to certain things or certain areas. But this right here, this index, it's the index for not only this book, but it's also the index for Five Parsecs From Home. So anything that's in bold is found inside of this book, so which is super cool. And it's got something inside of here as well called psionics that you can add into your game, and I think I'm going to definitely do this. You can, before, like when you're starting a brand new campaign, I had already rolled up my characters, so when you're starting a brand new campaign, you can add the psionics. You can add a psionic into your crew, or you can recruit them. So since one of my characters has recently passed away in my personal campaign on the side, I'm going to recruit one of these individuals into my campaign. And for combat, you can use just a grid. So like, say for instance, of course, you already know my speed is 4 inches, so each block is 1 inch. If you didn't already know that, I had to figure that out by actually using a ruler just to make sure. And I'm using these cool map pieces. This is what I used yesterday in my battle. This is pretty cool. This is that dungeon craft. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So here we go. I've got my characters. So the name of my crew, I was having a hard time coming up with my crew. I did character creation on live. So I've got a character creation by myself and a character creation with Mrs. Coach. So definitely check out the one with Mrs. Coach. Is probably a little bit more entertaining with the bantering and stuff. But so the name of my world is Ashritu, and the god of that world is called Akinu. My crew name is COA, and they're children of Akinu. And the name of my ship is Amun I. My lead character, my captain, is Ki Akmos. Interesting names, I know. He's a human negotiator. His background is a peaceful tech high-tech colony. His motivation is freedom. So then I have Katashi as a human bounty hunter. Their motivation is truth. Their background is wasteland nomads. Then I have Hung, human mercenary. Motivation is adventure. Background is mining company. I have Hakim, a soulless mercenary. His motivation is politics, and his background is orphan utility program. And Ada, K. Aaron, which is an alien. These two are aliens. The petty criminal. Motivation is wealth. Not surprising, huh? And and the background is wasteland nomads. And then I have a bot called Joe Brown, and he doesn't get motivation or background because bots don't get that. And here go their stats right here: reaction, speed, combat, toughness, and savvy. So reaction is what you're going to use for your initiative, your speed already. Your combat, of course, what you're going to add when it's time for you to send those bullets flying onto the other side. And then you've got your savvy, and savvy covers technical aptitude, wits, and a bit of charm. That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure that I got that right. And it's usually used away from the battlefield. And crew creation is super easy. As you can see, you have the human characters, and then your bots, and then your primary aliens, and then you have strange characters is what it is. And each have their already built-in stats. You just fill them in, and then as long as it's not a bot, you'll roll for your character creation. You'll roll on your background table, motivation table, and class table. And then you roll on your equipment table. It's the equipment for the entire crew. You'll eventually dish it out to everybody, but you just roll on this stuff and just add it into your stash. And here's it. And then you roll for your ship. One, what's going to be your debt, what type of ship it's going to be, your debt, your hull, and any type of traits if possible. And of course, information about your ship. I like the way that this is organized. I like this so much. Like I said, I went and got this right here is County Road Z, a rural survival in the zombie apocalypse. Okay, I like this game so far a lot. I've created my survivors. I have 3 survivors. I've set up my board. So I've got my zombies placed where they need to be placed. And I'm in the process of getting ready to secure a home for my survivors and work on building a community. So I'll let you know how that goes. And then you can add some flavor details. You put where you met and what you're best characterized as. So it says we met on a previous job, characterized as hardened rebels. And that is the end of character creation. And it also has an example laid out. It also has an example on the character sheet, which is super cool. I also made these character sheets. So the lines that's probably if you've noticed that the lines are a little bit crooked. Now we go into our campaign turns. So we have already selected our crew size, and in this area also helps us to determine how many enemies that we're going to fight when we do fight. So when determining enemy numbers you will fight, you'll roll 2d6 and you use the higher result on the 2 of the dice. That's how we'll know how many enemies we're going to be tussling with. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to decide whether to use the story track, and that was that narrative play that's in the back of the book, and we're not going to do that this time around. So, and then now we're going to select our victory. So you have a victory condition. So campaigns can potentially go on indefinitely. You may also opt to use the story track to add a narrative story to your campaign play. If you'd like to have a distinct goal in sight, then you select one of the victory conditions. I think I'm going to do play 20 campaign turns. It's going to be my victory condition. Now we're going to select the difficulty. We're going to keep it as is normal, so no changes to game mechanics. All rules apply as written. But you've got an easy, you've got challenging, you've got hardcore, and you've got insanity. So you can definitely challenge yourself if you so desire so. Like I said, you can get so much out of this core rulebook. Finally, evaluate whether you want to make any house rules, which we're not going to do. We're going to as written at the moment, and this is where everything begins. So you have this thing called story points. They are a powerful resource used to adjust things in your favor, give you luck, break, or just tweak the story to work a bit better. We have 11. That's for us together. We've got 16 credits, which is going to be your money. We've got 3 patrons, which is going to be how we're going to make our money, different jobs that we're going to get. And we have rumors. Rumors can end up turning into quests. So things for you to objectives. All right, and now see, when creating a new campaign, begin the game with D6 plus 1 story points. We get to add on, which is awesome. Story points are definitely beneficial. So see, we got 5, awesome. So we get 6, so we have 17 story points. All right, so and here go your campaign turns. You're going to travel or If you're just starting, you would do new world arrival steps. Then you're going to do things within that world, upkeep, ship repairs, assign and resolve tasks for your crew, determine what type of job that we're going to go on, what the objective is going to be, and then the next step is going to be your battle and then your post-battle. So you've got 4 things you do in your campaign turns, and then you start it again. We're not going to worry about travel steps. We're going to focus on new world arrival steps. When starting a campaign, we're going to skip steps 1 through 2, and now we're going to check licensing requirements. So we're going to roll 1d6 on a 5 to 6. The world requires a freelance license to perform patron jobs. Roll a further 1d6 to determine how many credits this will cost. Once purchased, it remains even if you return to the world later on. So you can attempt to forge a license. You select a crew member and roll 1d6 savvy. If the score is 6+, you obtain the license for free. If the roll is 1, before modifiers, you must add a rival. We're just gonna do it the legal way, so we don't have any issues, because I don't know what type of world we're going on. And I already named my world as well. I named my world, which I had some help from on live. The name of the world is Analri New. So we're gonna do a d6, and we got a 2. So we got a 2, so that it does not require a license. So now we're going to roll on our world traits. So we got a 22, and so it's a medical science. So the trait is a medical science. So the cost for accelerated medical care is only 3 credits per character. Next up, everything is in order, which is super awesome. Next up, we're going to do upkeep and repairs. So on each campaign turn, you must pay upkeep for your crew, representing paychecks, booze, food, anything else that is more routine than adventure. Upkeep costs 1 credit if you have 4 to 6 crew. Now next up is we're going to do this ship debt. And let's see. So you can make payments on your ship, and we do have a debt. We have a debt of 21. You can make payments on your ship if you owe money, having done so, or having declined to do so. If you still owe money on your ship, the amount is now increased by 1 credit. I'm going to up this right here because I'm not going to pay any money on that ship. On my particular ship, the Amun Ra, we don't have to worry about any type of ship repairs because it didn't sustain any type of hull damage. We don't have anyone in the sick bay. Now we're going to assign our crew task. Every campaign turn, each member can engage in 1 task, including looking for new crew members or patrons, covering the crew's trail from rivals, or actively tracking them, exploring, training, trading, repairing broken items. Each crew member that isn't in the sick bay can take on a task right now. First thing I'm going to do, my leader, Key, I'm going to explore. So I'm going to explore this super awesome area. I'm going to see the sights around town. So Key is going to step off of the ship and check out the area around. I'm not going to go too far because I know that there's some things that we need to do and money that needs to be made. So we're going to roll on the exploration table. Here's our exploration table, and we're going to roll a D100. Let's see, so we got a 5. We're going to meet a patron. You are offered a patron job. We're going to go inside of this shop and we're going to meet this individual. Instead of us just automatically being offered that extra patron job, which again would be beneficial to us, we're going to come inside of this shop and we're going to meet, they have this thing back here called neutral characters. So we're going to add these neutral characters. So this section includes profiles for sort of average person you might find floating around in a starport, research facility, downtown, dive bar, or similar. They are included for the sake of special scenarios, game mastered, play, and other such circumstances. We call these neutral characters. What we're going to do is we're going to add a neutral character in. So I'm going to say that I'm going to enter into this cool place. So I'm going to enter, as I'm exploring the town, I find this one area. So I'm going to say that I come upon this interesting building right here. Weird looking, but I come upon this interesting building. I'm right here. I haven't even picked my characters out, but we'll do it as we play. So I've got a human negotiator. So here's my human negotiator, Key. So Key is going to step into this area, and as I walk inside of this place, I'm going to notice someone maybe sitting at a desk. Actually, I want this one to be my negotiator. So that's going to be Key, my negotiator. And I walk inside and I find this woman right here. So I start chit-chatting with this woman, and she can tell that I look like I'm about myself and I'm about my business, maybe tough, you know, maybe I'm just smart and she likes that. Maybe she likes that it's another woman who has walked into this area and stuff. So instead of just her just giving me the job, I'm going to notice that this place is just looking so super nice, well put together. She looks like she's well put together. She's got chains and jewelry hanging around her neck. So I'm going to ask her what she does. So instead of me just being able to get that job, I'm going to roll to see if she's going to give me that job. I'm going to roll a D10. right? Or a D8. So a 1 to 7, a 1 to 2 is going to be a yes. A 3 to 4 is going to be a yes, but something interesting happens. Something else happens. A 5 to 6 is going to be a no, but, and then a 7 to 8 is going to be just a no. So we got a 5, so no. I'm gonna ask her if maybe she can help me. Is there a way that she can help me figure out? Is there a way? Because what I'm trying to do is I'm looking to make some money. I'm gonna say that she's a gangster. We're gonna use these right here, and I'm gonna say her name is. I'm just gonna say her name is Sia. Sia the gangster. But I can tell she's making that good money. So I'm gonna ask her if maybe she can help me make the type of money that she's making. As I'm looking at all of this merchandise inside of her area. So we got a 3. Yes, she can help me, but maybe the objective that we're gonna go on, maybe it's gonna be maybe she's gonna be the one that's gonna send us on this particular mission. So even though we have patrons, and if you have patrons, you would typically pick a patron job when you go for the ready for battling. So maybe instead of it be a patron job, maybe it'll be an opportunity mission. Once we succeed on that particular mission, then she'll not only pay us, but she'll also put us onto maybe bigger and higher paying jobs. So, and we'll figure out exactly, she's going to let me know that to come back later. She'll give me all the information that I'll need to tell my crew on what our mission is going to be, and I want to make sure my crew is down for it. They better be, because it's my ship. If not, I'm gonna leave them here. So, and when it's time, we'll roll on this opportunity missions objective to see exactly, when we come back, exactly what type of mission she's gonna send us on to. That's gonna be it right there. So I'm gonna bid her adieu, see it, and I'll let her know I'll see her later. I'm gonna say this is the little area that I've been exploring so far. Now I'm gonna actually take another character, and we're gonna actually explore as well. So we're gonna see how we can add some awesome things. So Katashi is gonna go, and Katashi is going to actually explore as well. Katashi is going to be roaming down this block, and Katashi is going to, Katashi sees this building right here. Katashi is curious about that building. So now I'm going to roll on the exploration table and see maybe what we come upon. So we got a 53. Let's see, 53. So I don't have a gambling problem. Discard one item from the character's equipment or crew stash. Solace, ignore this event. How about we say we're going to go and come into this area, and we're going to play some games. So as I enter into this area right here, I see a bunch of different tables. These are supposed to be chairs, and this is a bar right here. So I'm going to come to this table. So maybe I do have a slight gambling problem. But instead of losing some stash, let's see if I can earn some credits. So I come inside and I see this Joker looking individual right here. I'm going to say his name is Rod. He looks a little scandalous, but I'm eager to make some money. I'm kind of tired of being broke. I'm also from Wasteland Nomads, and I am a bounty hunter. So even though my motivation is truth, I have my vice. So one of my vices is going to be gambling. So he's going to offer me a game, and we're going to play something called D20 Roll High. So whoever gets the highest, my crew doesn't know. Hopefully they trust me. I'm going to actually wager one of those credits. So I'm going to wager 1 credit. He's going to do 1 credit as well. I'm going to do the red. He's going to be this die right here. We're going to roll them together, and whoever gets the highest wins. Darn it. So the green man got it. So now we're down 1. So we're going to roll again. I want to try it again. I'm just feeling a little frisky tonight, so let's do it. And we got a 13. Awesome. And we're doing 1 again. That's what I was wagering. So, and this time I'm going to wager, since I'm going to put up 2, and he's going to put up 2 as well. Let's see. Ooh, 5 and 5. We got a tie. Man. Let's see what we can do to fix that tie though. So we're going to re-roll that. Actually, because I'm feeling a little frisky, I'm going to up it 2 more. He's going to up it 2 more. So now we've got 4. So it's 4 for 4. Ooh, 13. Alrighty. I think I'm going to stop there. Let me see. But let's say that because I came into his area, and he's not going to be happy that I just walked away winning that higher of a bet. So of course he's going to have some other people here, some goons here. So remember, we're going to do a 1d8. So they get up and they look at me. Let me see. Is he going to let me go? I'm going to roll a d8. And remember what we came up with as far as a D8, a 1 to 2 is a yes, a 3 to 4 is a yes, but a 5 to 6 is a no, and then a 7 to 8 is a no. So is he going to let me leave? yes, he's gonna let me leave with my money. Thanks, because I was ready to take it out on them. You feel me? I think I'm not gonna chance my luck anymore, so I'm gonna leave. And so since he's going to allow me to leave, I'm gonna go ahead and go about my way. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this gambling spot, and we're gonna actually pause the video there. So far, he has ran into someone who's going to give us a mission. We'll come back and we'll gather that mission, and that will be an opportunity mission inside of the 5 Parsecs From Home. I hope you enjoyed the video. Mrs. Coach and I will also be continuing our adventure in 5 Parsecs From Home very soon. So definitely stay tuned to my solo session as well as Mrs. Coach and I, our co-op session. As always, don't forget to make sure you hit that thumbs up button, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of the cool content that I post every single week on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live on Sundays and Mondays, so come and hang out with me. I hope you have a fantastically awesome weekend. I'll see you guys back here same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, unless you come and hang out with me on Sunday or Monday when I go live. And